हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। धन्यवाद प्रणाम प्रभु जी। मेक मी होस्ट प्रभु जी।
Hare Krishna, Raju Prabhuji.
హరే కృష్ణ మాతాజీ దీప మాతాజీ జాయిన్ అవుతుంది. దీప మాతాజీ హోస్ట్ చేస్తుంది. మాతాజీ నాకు కొంచెం ఇవాళ కష్టం అవుతుంది. ఐ మేక్ హర్ హోస్ట్. 1 minute మాతాజీ, ఐ జస్ట్ స్పోక్ విత్ హర్. మాతాజీ మీరు అంత లోపల మంగళాచరం ప్రేయర్స్ చేయరా? స్టార్ట్ చేయరా?
Prabhuji, Lalit Mohan Prabhu, can you do Mangalacharan?
Mataji, you go ahead, Mataji. In between Mangalacharan, something also will come. Please, you go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Samyukta Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanvat Pranam Mataji.
Mangalacharan and start Mataji. Meanwhile.
Yes, Mataji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurumilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji and Mataji's. We'll start reading Lilamrita. Chapter 10, This Momentous Hour of Need. Samyukta Mataji, you can start.
Chapter 10, Mataji.
Mataji. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, you can start, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dhanvat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Chapter 10, This Momentous Hour of Need. Our capacity of presenting the matter in adequate language, especially a foreign language, will certainly fail, and there may be so many literary discrepancies in spite of our honest attempt to present it in the proper way. But we are sure that with our faults in this connection, the seriousness of the subject matter will be taken into consideration, and the leaders of the society will still accept this on account of its being an honest attempt for glorifying the Almighty Great, so much now badly needed. From Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Volume 1. Bhaktivedanta Swami, accompanied by some of the Keshavaji Maths devotees, made a short preaching tour of Agra, Kanpur, Jhansi, and Delhi. But he was soon back in his own place at the Vamshi Gopalaji temple. No one called him Abhay Babu any longer. Even amongst friends, it was Swamiji or Maharaja, and people often addressed him as Swami Bhaktivedanta ji, Swami Maharaja, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. People readily recognized him as a sadhu and offered respect. Yet his basic problems remained. He wanted to write and print, but he had no money. He wanted to broadcast the message of Godhead, but few were willing to listen. Such things had not been changed by his becoming a Swami. When a librarian advised Bhaktivedanta Swami to write books, they were permanent, whereas newspapers were read once and thrown away. He took it that his spiritual master was speaking through his person. Then an Indian army officer who liked back to Godhead suggested the same thing. Bhaktivedanta Swami took it as a revelation from his spiritual master. As a dependent servant, constantly meditating on the desires of his transcendental master and seeking his guidance, Bhaktivedanta Swami felt his spiritual master's reciprocal blessings. and personal presence. More and more, he was feeling confidential contact with Srila Bhakti Siddhanta, and now he was feeling an inspiration to write books. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Sandhya Mataji, can you read? Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
Mataji. Yes,
Yeah.
Mataji.
You can start from here.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. He considered Srimad Bhagavatam because it was the most important and authoritative Vaishnava scripture. Although Bhagavad Gita was the essence of all Vedic knowledge, presented in a brief ABC fashion, Srimad Bhagavatam was elaborate, and Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati and Bhakti Vinoda Thakur had both written Bengali commentaries on the Bhagavatam. In fact, most of the great Vaishnava acharyas of the past had commented on Srimad Bhagavatam. Lord Chaitanya himself had recommended Srimad Bhagavatam as the spotless Vedic literature. An English translation and commentary for this book could one day change the hearts of the entire world. And if he could publish even a few books, his preaching would be enhanced. He could go abroad with confidence and appear empty-handed.
You can continue, Mataji, one more paragraph.
Yes, Mataji. One day, Gaurachand Goswami, proprietor of the Radha Damodara temple, approached Bhakti Vedanta Swami, inviting him to come live at the Radha Damodara temple. Being the eternal home of Jiva Goswami and Rupa Goswami, it would be more suitable for his writing and translating. Bhaktivedanta Swami was interested. He had never stopped his regular visits there, and he always felt inspired in the presence of Samadhi tombs of the great leaders of Lord Chaitanya's movement. Jiva Goswami and Rupa Goswami Jiva Goswami and Rupa Goswami. But when he went to look at the two available rooms, he found them in poor repair. They had not been maintained or lived in for many years. Not wanting to miss the opportunity, however, Bhaktivedanta Swami agreed to take the rooms at 5 rupees per month. He estimated that for a little more than 500 rupees, he could have electricity installed and extensive repairs made. And when it was finished, he could move in. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Lavanya Mataji, unnara?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah, Bhaktivedanta Swami saw the invitation as auspicious and living there would complement his new project of presenting Srimad Bhagavatam in English. Of all Vrindavana's temple, Radha Damodara had the largest collection of original writings by the six Goswamis and their followers. More than 2,000 separate manuscripts, many of them 300, some even 400 years old. Bhaktivedanta Swami looked forward to residing there someday and serving in the company of Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Jiva Goswami. For now, he would remain at the Vamshi Gopalji temple, and with whatever money he could collect, he would gradually repair the rooms. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Mataji, you can do one more paragraphs, 2 paragraphs each.
Yes. It was an important maxim of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati's that a preacher should go to the cities and not to remain in the seclusion of a holy place. So, in that spirit, Bhaktivedanta Swami continued commuting to Delhi, even though to him it was a hell, and even though he had no fixed residence there. Often he was taken in by businessmen who felt obliged to, on the basis of Indian culture. A good man, if he wanted to be favored by God, should accommodate the sadhus and give them meals and a place to stay. But the vision of such pious men was a sentimental Hinduism, and their receptions were artificial. They could not really appreciate Bhaktivedanta Swami's work, and Bhaktivedanta Swami was not of a mind to impose himself upon such hosts. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Vani Mataji, Hare Krishna. Vani Mataji. Rashmi Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Krishna Mataji. Read to them.
Yes, Mataji. Then he spoke with Mr. Hitsaran Sharma, manager of the Radha Press. In the past, Mr. Sharma had printed flyers and stationery for the League of Devotee, and Bhaktivedanta Swami had stayed in Mr. Sharma's house on occasion. Mr. Sharma introduced Bhaktivedanta Swami to Pandit Shri Krishna Sharma, a caste Brahmana and active religionist secretary to the country Old Delhi Religious Society Srinaval Prem Sabha. Out of sympathy for Bhaktivedanta Swami's library labors, Krishna Pandit gave him a room in his Radha Krishna temple in the Chippiwada neighborhood of Old Delhi. Now Bhaktivedanta Swami would have a permanent office in Delhi. The train from Mathura would arrive at the Old Delhi station near Chandni Chowk, the Bod Avenue down which poured a river of workday traffic. Rickshaws, bicycle riders, sometimes a dozen abreast autos in lesser number, men running on foot pulling heavy carts, and beats of burdened donkeys, oxen, and occasional camel or elephant carrying heavy loads and being driven by men with whips in their hands.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you.
Vani Mataji unnara?
Yes, Mataji.
Can you
From where should I read?
ikkadi nunchi, from the intensely busy.
Okay. From the intensely busy Chandni Chowk, Bhaktivedanta Swami would take the short walk to Chippiwada, past the Red Fort, keeping the Gauri Shankara temple on his left. Then proceeding along a side street past the large imposing Jana Mosque near Chippiwada. The streets would become narrow. Chippiwada had been a Muslim neighborhood until the Indian-Pakistan partition of the 1947, when thousands of Punjabi Hindus had settled there. Chippiwada was part of a mixed Hindu-Muslim neighborhood, so crowded with people that cars were not allowed to enter the streets. Only ox carts and rickshaws could penetrate the narrow, crowded lanes, and in some areas the lanes were planted with iron posts to keep rickshaws out. Even a bicycle rider would create havoc amongst the densely packed crowds of shoppers and workers who moved along the streets and lanes. Side streets led to other side streets, lanes so narrow that the second floor balconies on opposite sides of the street were only inches apart, practically forming a roof over the street, so that a pedestrian could glimpse only the narrowest patch of sky. Private yards, shops, and alleys became almost indistinguishable from the public thoroughfares. Although most shops bore signs in Hindu with subheadings in English, some bore the curvy scripts of Arabic, and women dressed in black with veiled faces were a common sight. In the heart of this intense city life was the narrow entrance of Krishna Pandit's Radha Krishna temple, with a plaque of the demigod Ganesha and a row of nesting pigeons just above its simple arched door. The temple, with its residents' families, retained some of the tenement atmosphere of the neighborhood. Although the temple room was dark, the Radha Krishna deities on the altar were well illuminated. Radharani was the color of cream and Krishna was black marble and stood about 2 feet tall. He was decorated with dots of fresh sandalwood pulp and a mask of yellow sandalwood on his forehead. Both deities were dressed in silk garments. On the second floor, just above the deity room, was a guest house, Bhaktivedanta Swami's room. Its cement walls and floor were completely bare. Protruding up from the floor was a 3-foot-high concrete pyramid with a spire indicating that the deities were directly beneath.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Bhaktivedanta Swami soon found that his room was not secluded, but was side by side with other residential rooms. Outside the door, a metal grating, smaller than in the Vamshi Gopalji temple and Keshavji Mutt, revealed the small temple courtyard below. From the roof, hardly a single tree could be seen. The view was of tenement rooftops, so tightly crowded together that it seemed one could walk from roof to roof all the way to the colossal Jama Masjid. The mosque's 3 large domes, surrounded by taller minarets, rose high above the ordinary buildings, attracting flocks of pigeons which perched upon the domes or flew in wheeling patterns in the sky. Krishna Pandit, dressed in a black, lightweight cotton coat, the kind made internationally recognizable by Pandit Nehru, and he had the Nehru hat also. He spoke good English and was garrulous. He was well known and respected within the neighborhood. He saw Bhaktivedanta Swami as God sent, a sadhu, for him to take care of, and thus prove once again the piety of Hindu culture. He found his new guest likable, a simple, gentle, gracious, and accomplished Vaishnava scholar. Hare Krishna. Lalit Mohan Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Gaurav Prabhu, can you read?
Hare Krishna Mata.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Should I start from Krishna Pandit?
Yeah, Krishna.
Krishna Pandit said he understood the importance of Bhaktivedanta Swami's Sanatana Dharma mission and his need for a Delhi office, and he vowed to supply his guest with whatever he required. Although Bhaktivedanta Swami was reluctant to ask for anything for himself, Krishna Pandit bought in a sitting mat and a low table, placing them before the pyramid. And he also bought a mattress. He showed Bhaktivedanta Swami how to operate the room's single light, a bulb and metal shade that hung from a cord and could be raised or lowered by hand. He bought a picture of Radha and Krishna that had been given to his guru by the Maharaj of Jaipur and set it within a niche in the wall. Releasing, the Bhaktivedanta Swami could gaze upon it with the eyes of a true devotee. Bhaktivedanta Swami had wanted a secure place for writing books before going to the West, and Lord Krishna had provided it. Now he could work either in Vrindavan or in Delhi. Almost immediately, he began back to Godhead again, serializing book experts from his previous manuscripts while at the same time beginning Srimad Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna Mata. Should I continue?
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, next. Lalit Mohan Prabhu, are you there?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah.
When Krishna Pandit learned of his guest's lone struggles to produce back to Godhead, he volunteered to help with some of the business aspects of publication. Bhaktivedanta Swami was indeed gratified by Krishna Pandit's sincere help, and in appreciation, he gave him, in addition to his name, Hari Bhaktanudasa, one who serves the Lord's devotees. After 6 months in Chippivada, Bhaktivedanta Swami wrote an appreciation in the temple's guest book. I am pleased to write herein that I have come to Delhi from my headquarters 1/859 Keshi Ghat, Brindaban, UP, purely on spiritual mission to propagate the cult of devotional service of the Lord. And I am more pleased to mention herewith that Sriman Shri Krishna Sharma Hari Bhaktanudasa has provided me a suitable room for my literary activities. I am publishing an English fortnightly magazine of the name Back to Godhead from this place, and the Naval Prema Sabha, of which Shri Krishna ji is the honorary secretary, is arranging for my daily lectures on Srimad Bhagavat. Should I go ahead, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji, one more paragraph you can do.
Yeah. Late Pandit Jyoti Prasad Sharma, father of Shri Krishna ji, was also known to me. And during his lifetime, whenever I used to come to Delhi, late Pandit Jyoti Prasad ji would provide me with residential place. His good son is also following in the footprints of his noble father. And as secretary of the Naval Prema Sabha, he is doing good service in propagating Ramanama all over the city. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Chandramouli Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
In neat English script, Bhaktivedanta Swami went on to write that, in his opinion, temple should be used solely for educating the public in spiritual values, and that it was his personal mission to organize temples for the tax service. Temples are not meant for ordinary householders engaged simply in the matters of animal propensities. Those who are actually engaged in the service of the Lord deity, the predominator of the temple can only be allowed to remain in the temple, otherwise not. Trying to compose Srimad Bhagavatam at Chippivada while surrounded by some Sometimes noisy families with their non-devotional domestic habits had impressed upon him the importance of not using a temple as an apartment house. Shall I continue, Mataji?
Yeah, Prabhuji.
Despite his plans to settle down and begin the monumental task of translating Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhaktivedanta Swami was ready to preach in other ways also. In October of 1959, he had encountered a news article in the Times of India. The American scientists had received the Nobel Prize in Physics for discovering the antiproton. According to one of the fundamental assumptions of the new theory, the article read, there may exist another world or an anti-world built up of antimatter. The other world remained Bhaktivedanta Swami of the eternal spiritual world described in Bhagavad Gita. He was well aware that the scientists were not speaking of antimaterial in the sense of eternal or spiritual, but he thought of using their scientific terms to capture the interest of scientific-minded people. He conceived of an essay presenting the theistic science of Bhagavad Gita in terms of antimaterial particle and the antimaterial world. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Mataji. Samyukta Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji. It was a time when the whole world was talking of space travel. Indian news media had reported the Russian Sputnik 2 years ago, and the race for space had begun. Seizing on the current interest in space travel, Bhaktivedanta Swami described how by Bhakti Yoga the soul can travel past the farthest reaches of space to the eternal planets of the spiritual world, where life is blissful and full of knowledge. He gave his own fresh translations of Bhagavad Gita verses couched in the language of the new physics with its anti-material particle and anti-material world. The complete work, Easy Journey to Other Planets, was a 15,000 word manuscript, and he showed it to Hitsaran Sharma of Radha Press, but he did not have enough money to get the little book printed. In February of 1960, Bhaktivedanta Swami decided to print it himself in 2 installments of Back to Godhead. The articles drew an immediate response from a physicist. What is that, Mataji? Physicist. Yes, sorry. From a psychist at the Gujarat University in Ahmedabad, Mr. Y.G. Nayak, who received Back to Godhead through the mail. Dr. Nayak thought Bhaktivedanta Swami's application of the anti-material principle was really a grand one. This is no doubt a classic essay. Dr. Nayak was interested in further discussion on physics and transcendental knowledge, and Bhaktivedanta Swami replied with equal enthusiasm, finally asking the psychist to join him in distributing the cultural heritage of India to the whole world. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Sorry, Mataji, ఏదో వర్డ్ అడిగారు.
అదే Mataji, psychist,
Physicist.
PHY, physicist. Okay, Mataji, thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Yes, Sandhya Mataji, Hare Krishna. 3 paragraphs చదవండి.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Convinced that such an essay had great potential to interest educated English-speaking readers, Bhaktivedanta Swami worked hard to raise enough in donations to print Easy Journey to Other Planets as a paperback book. He finally did so in the fall of 1960, a foreword by Dr. N.K. Siddhanta, Vice Chancellor of the University of Delhi, arrived late but was included in the book as an insert. While everyone may gain from it, the student community in particular is recommended to read the book with care and practice Bhakti Yoga, which will help to strengthen the mind and build up character. I shall be glad to see this work read by the students and the teachers alike. Several Indian scientists and scholars contributed reviews, nothing the book's scientific cum spiritual vision, and the method of speeding over space not by mechanical acceleration of speed, but through psychological effort and spiritual emancipation. It was only 38 pages, but it was his first publication aside from the one-page folded newspaper Back to Godhead. He tried to distribute the little book effectively. He gave one copy to Dr. P. Banerjee of the National Museum of New Delhi.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Lavanya Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Dr. Banerjee said,
3 paragraphs చదవండి ఇక్కడ.
3 Mataji. Okay. He used to come to the library and consult some books, and I met him there. He gave me a book called Easy Journey to Other Planets. He gave me some copies to distribute for a rupee or a half a rupee. I felt attached to Sophie. I felt attracted to him. I thought he was a saintly person with pure devotion and without any outward glamour. He was not out to attract people just for fame and name. He had little support from anybody. He was living alone in a small room in Chippivada. He was devoted to his studies. So I asked him, Sir, if you have some time and you don't mind coming to my house, could you kindly come on Sundays and recite Sri Bhagavad Gita in my house? He readily agreed. He was a good scholar, he was learned in the scriptures, and he was fond of communicating his ideas to others. He was a good speaker and a good conversationalist. He was very polite. Yes, Mukuta. Yes, ma'am. Whatever he said, he said very distinctly. He spoke in Bengali and explained the essence of the verses. Sometimes he also preferred to the commentaries just to give me more information. The others were not very much interested in commentary or difficulty aspects. But because he knew that I had some studies in the field, he explained the commentaries for my sake and for the sake of one or two other gentlemen who were also very elderly and very scholarly. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mother.
Mataji. Vani Mataji. Vani Mataji. Rashmi Mataji, can you do
Mataji. ఎక్కడి నుంచి పరిగెత్తుకు వచ్చా
3 paragraphs చదవండి.
Yes, Mataji. The gatherings at my home would be attended by about 20 or 30 people, and he would continue his explanation for 1 or 2 hours. Then he would recite the Hare Krishna mantra, and we would also take part with the kartals and harmonium. So it was a very enjoyable gathering because he made the difficult things very easy and he explained everything to all of us according to our needs. He knew that this much is for this person, this much is intended for this man, and this much for the others. After the meetings, he used to take a little rest in my house. I requested him to take meals in my house, but he said he did not take meals prepared by others. But when he met my wife and she said that she would be happy to prepare the meals, he said, all right, I will take it. She used to prepare meals on Sundays when he would come. He sometimes asked how to get more and more people attracted towards the field. But as a government worker, I would not persuade anyone very openly, nor had I the time to organize anything on a big scale for him. But he was not satisfied with that. He asked me if I could organize on a bigger scale. He knew that the people who attended the meetings at my house were very old, 70, 81, 80. One was 90 years of age, retired, educated persons. Should I continue, Mataji? It lasted for no less than a year. After that, he said he would be trying to go out to other places. He asked me to continue the gatherings, but I said, I am not initiated. He said I could continue anyway because I am born as a Brahmana. He gave me the authority to continue for some time, but I could not continue because I used to go out. I lost all the interest after he left. I was a government servant.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
Rashmi Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Easy Journey to Other Planets had been like a warm-up for his real work of presenting Srimad Bhagavatam, but now he was even more convinced of the need for books. To preach, he would have to have books, especially if he were to go to the West. With books, he could create a spiritual revolution. There was so much literature in the West, but Westerners had nothing like this, nothing to fill their spiritual vacuum. Although he wanted to give as much time as possible to Srimad Bhagavatam, he decided to continue with Back to Godhead by using experts from already existing book manuscripts as articles. Occupationally, however, he would write and print a new article in relevant inquiries. He wrote, "We are just trying to make an humble attempt to save the human being by propaganda to back to Godhead. This propaganda is not fictitious. If there is any reality at all, this propaganda to back to Godhead is the beginning of the era of reality." Can I continue, Mataji? In a Godless Civilization, Bhaktivedanta Swami referred to Prime Minister Nehru complaints about the misuse of the public funds in the name of religion. Bhaktivedanta Swami noted that although there were undoubtedly instances in which religious leaders were implicated in a criminal offences, if statistics were compared, the religious cheater would be outnumbered by the political cheaters. Although Pandit Nehru had been right in warning of religious fraud, the warning could not be effective without a thorough reform of a spiritual institution, and that reform could be accomplished by only with the cooperation of government leader. Bhaktivedanta Swami quote from his letter in which he had asked Prime Minister Nehru to take up the study of Bhagavad Gita, but as he informed his back to Godhead reader, Pandit Nehru had never replied. Because of his lack of his spiritual knowledge, he thought that this institution, the League of Devotees, might be something like the so many maths and temples which have become the source of headache for the Pandit. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Yeah. Bhaktivedanta Swami charged that Pandit Nehru thought that any spiritual organization is a dungeon for accumulating public funds and then misuse it for questionable purposes. He, however, approves of the so-called sadhus who do social service and talk nonsense in the spiritual science. This is so because he has no depth of spiritual knowledge for himself, although he is a Brahmin and Pandit. Ignorance in spiritual knowledge is the qualification of the Shudras or the laboring class. He requested Pandit Nehru not to be afraid of the word God or Krishna, but we can assure him that there is no such cause of fear because Krishna is everyone's friend and able to render real help to everyone. Bhaktivedanta Swami ended by suggesting that immoral practices were not confined only to temples of India, but were common to materialistic civilizations all over the world. In particular, he cited the disturbances amongst youth that were becoming rampant in the 1960s. The best thing will be for physician to heal himself first, because in godless civilization, while the occupants of the mathas and temples have been the cause of headache for the Pandit, the same thing under a different label has become the cause of headache for other European and Asian statesmen. The unbridled youngsters of those countries under the name of teddy boys in England, the rebels without cause in America, and the half-strong in Germany, the leather jackets in Sweden, the children of the sun in Japan, and the style boys in USSR are some of the byproducts of a godless civilization, and that is a root cause of all headache that requires a thorough treatment. Hare Krishna. Lalpan Prabhu?
Yeah, yes, Mataji. At Chippivada,
Four paragraphs.
Four, huh? Okay, Mataji. At Chippivada, Bhaktivedanta Swami followed much the same daily schedule as at Keshi Ghata, except that with Krishna Pandit doing some of the secretarial work for Back to Godhead. He was free to devote more hours to Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishna Pandit. He used to translate Srimad Bhagavatam before dawn, about 3 a.m. in the beginning. About 3 a.m. In the beginning, there was no typewriter, but then he arranged a portable typewriter. He would do his daily work and then cook his food himself. I arranged raw materials for his cooking. Sometimes he used to come to my family asking my wife to get some food. Sometimes he would also bathe at 5 or 6 in the afternoon. Every day he was typing and he himself was reading some Bhagavatam and he was going down in the temple for darshan. Then he was going outside, sometimes returning at 2 or 4 in the afternoon. Then he was typing and sending the proofs of back to Godhead to a place and checking them. He was doing by hand all this type of work. His main activity was typing many hours a day. Uh, done, Mataji, this one also?
Yes,
Bhaktivedanta Swami,
this
that
one
is the
also.
fourth one. Okay, okay. Bhaktivedanta Swami worked from a Sanskrit and Bengali Bhagavatam, edited by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, and a large book containing the original commentaries of 12 great acharyas. He had a standard format. He made a Roman transliteration of the Sanskrit Devanagari script, then word for word English synonyms, an English prose translation, and finally his English purport on that verse. Before writing his own purport, however, he would consult the commentaries of the acharyas, especially Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, Vishwanath Chakravarti, Jiva Goswami, Vijayadhvaja Tirtha, and Sridhar Swami. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Giraj Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Giraj
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna Mataji. Are you able to hear me?
3 paragraphs, Prabhuji. You can.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. From where can you highlight? Yeah.
Are you reading, Prabhuji? Actually, I can't.
Of the project he was attempting. The Bhagavatam contains 18,000 verses. The first
Prabhuji, it's
canto,
not clear. Kuchum loud.
not able to hear. Okay. Continue. Please continue with somebody.
Okay. Gaurav Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah,
He contemplated the size of the project he was attempting. The Bhagavatam contained 18,000 verses. The first canto, 17 chapters, would fill 3 volumes of 400 pages each. And the second canto, with 10 chapters, would take 2 volumes. Up to the 9th canto, there would be maybe 30th volumes. The 10th canto, containing 19 chapters, would take 20 volumes. There were 12 cantos, and so the total would be at least 60 volumes. He thought he might be able to finish it in 5 to 7 years. If the Lord keeps me physically fit, then it would be the fulfillment of Srila Prabhupada's will I could complete this work. He decided to introduce the first volume with a biographic sketch of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the ideal preacher of the Bhagavatam. The reader could best appreciate the Bhagavatam by seeing his practical demonstrations in the life of Lord Chaitanya. The special features of the Lord Chaitanya's presentations had been his desire that Srimad Bhagavatam be preached in every nook and corner of the world by everyone who happens to take birth in India. Lord Chaitanya had called Srimad Bhagavatam the spotless Purana and had considered the chanting and hearing of Srimad Bhagavatam along with the Hare Krishna mantra to be complete scientific process for developing pure love of God. Should I continue with it? Working from Srila Bhaktivedanta Saraswati's commentary on Chaitanya, Chaitamrit and Chaitanya Bhagavata, Bhaktivedanta Swami gave a 55 synopsis of Lord Chaitanya's life and his Sankirtana movement. He described Lord Chaitanya's divine ecstasies, his philosophical confrontations with leading scholars of the day, and his inaugurations of the Sankirtana movement, the congregation chanting of the holy name. Bhaktivedanta Swami especially connected Lord Chaitanya's life and teaching to what he saw as present crucial time in history. Help for humanity in his momentous hour of need lay in the Vedic literature and especially in Srimad Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Chandramouli Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
ఇక్కడ నుంచి.
Okay. We know that the foreign invaders of India could break down some of the monumental architectural work in India, but they were unable to break up the perfect ideas of the human civilization, so far kept hidden within the Sanskrit language of Vedic wisdom. The Sanskrit language had protected the secret of thousands of centuries, but now the secret had to be released to the world. As he approached the first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhaktivedanta Swami became absorbed in the Bhagavatam's purpose. The verses stressed that the Bhagavatam alone could save society from the evil influence of the age of Kali. Srimad Bhagavatam's recommendation for this age was simply to hear from the pure devotees about the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. The setting of Bhagavatam was a gathering of sages at Naimisaranya about 5,000 years ago, at the dawn of the present age of Kali, forcing the degradation of humanity, the sages asked the senior member of this assembly, Sota Goswami, now that Lord Krishna, the shelter of all religious principles, has returned to his spiritual abode, where are religious principles to be found? Suta's answer was that the epic Srimad Bhagavatam, which is as brilliant as the sun, was a literary incarnation of God and would give direction to persons lost in the dense darkness of Kali Yuga. Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Prabhuji. Akinchan Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Can you read?
Yes. The beginning of the Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Vyasadeva, under the instruction of his spiritual master, Narada Muni, sat down and entered a deep meditation. In trance, he saw the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his energies and the suffering souls of Kali Yuga. He also saw the remedy for their suffering was pure devotional service. With this vision and the instruction of his spiritual master as his inspiration, Vyasadeva set about to compile Srimad Bhagavatam to give the highest benefit to the suffering souls of Kali Yuga. In presenting the literary incarnation of God, Srimad Bhagavatam, for the benefit of Western world, Bhaktivedanta Swami realized that he was performing an important task following in the footsteps of Srila Vyasadeva. As Srila Vyasadeva had a vision of Krishna and had received direction from his spiritual master before beginning the literary vision. Bhaktivedanta Swami had in his vision and had received instruction from the spiritual master. Bhaktivedanta Swami envisioned distributing the book of Srila Vyasadeva. He would merely translate it. He would personally take it to the West, present it, and teach people in the West. Through the book, will person how to develop the love of God. Yeah. Srila Prabhupada, the Communist Party has become popular simply by distributing their literatures. In Calcutta, the communist agents were inviting friends and reading their literature. The Russians never came to India, but by distributing literature to every language, in every language, they got a pretty good number of followers. If it is possible for the ordinary third-class mundane literature, why shouldn't transcendental literature create devotees all over the world? There is a good potential for pushing all this literature very rigorously from the village to village. The Bhagavad Dharma is the original religion of the human society. Whatever else may be passing as a religion has come from the Vedic literature. People are after this book. They are anchoring for them. Lord Chaitanya said that in every town and village on the surface of world, there will be a message of Sankirtana movement. This means that in every village and town and all over the world, there are many candidates who are awaiting this message. It is the transcendental literature. Nobody can challenge it. It is done so nicely without any spot, the spotless Purana. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah, so we And reading here, what are we doing in this one in our shlokas? Prabhuji, Laltman Prabhu, should we start with the Bhishma Stuti or are we revising the?
No, from yesterday, Prabhuji said that we will do Bhishma Stuti this month, Mataji.
Okay.
So we will go ahead with Bhishma Stuti.
Bhishma
The
Stuti.
thing is that we will concentrate more on the meanings, Mataji, this time. Okay. Else it will go by like an ordinary other bhajan or like something like that.
Yeah, Prabhuji.
Some melodic tune like जैसा हो जाता है. We don't concentrate. Now Bhishma Stuti, we concentrate more on the meaning. Okay.
Yeah. So the first
Yeah, this is the first one.
Yeah. So that
But I'll just do the meaning and all, synonyms and all,
Yeah.
and then you can start with the tune.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Prabhuji.
Okay. So yesterday I just told you the context where it has been given. Bhishma Stuti comes in Bhagavatam in Canto 1, Chapter 9. Where will it come? When our Suta Goswami describes the family lineage of Parikshit Maharaj. So in that lineage, the grandfather's great grandfather is Bhishma. Okay. The listener's grandfather's great grandfather is Bhishma. So that is where this Bhishma Stuti has come. Bhishma has done many other things. In many other scriptures, he was described in a very different way. But in Bhagavatam, his only Mahabhagavata, his Mahajans aspect has been described. And it has been said how great a devotee he is. That is the only description in Bhagavatam about Bhishmadev. And in that also, how can we know whether he is a great devotee or not? By the prayers which he offered to the Lord, whether it has any tinge of material desire in it or not. That's how the prayer is pure. Okay. Prayers might be of many kinds, but the purity of prayer can be told by the tinge of materialism which it has. So that is the reason in Bhagavatam, the prayers are so pure that they don't even want a liberation. Okay. What they need? Constant remembrance of the Lord and constant service of the Lord and the association of the devotees. So in the theme of every prayer, somehow or other, they will rotate around this. But except 10th canto. 10th canto prayers are completely different. Okay. Except 10th cantos, all other cantos, they will be beating around these points. And here, Bhishmadev is also no different from them. So what is he telling? Sri Bhishma Uvacha. Iti matir upakalpita vitrishna. See, many devotees, they start with matir, means, please, my mind, let me invest my mind. Or people who don't invest their mind in these things. Like in Prahlad Vacha, prayers of Prahlad or the Prahlad's teachings. The first sloka which you find is Matirna Krishna Parata Svatova, means when mind is not into Krishna by others or by his own means, then what happens? Punascharvita Charvananam. The shloka ends like that. What will you do? You will chew the chewed again and again, again and again. That's how he starts. So devotees, they starts generally with mind. Let my mind be concentrated on Krishna. Or if I can't concentrate my mind on Krishna, then what happens? These are the things which are gonna happen. Okay. So iti matir, this mind, upakalpita vitrishna. Upakalpita means investing. Investing where? Let my mind be invested in what? Vitrishna. Vitrishna means, Trishna means sensual desires. Okay. Vitrishna means freeing from sensual desires. So categorically, what is he telling? Till now, I have invested my mind and all these things into various material things, various occupational, various my varnashrama duties. But now, as Krishna is in front of me, at my last days, so now at least let me concentrate my mind on not the material aspects of the life. Okay, this is how he starts. And where should I invest? Bhagavati Satvata Pungave. Bhagavati means on the Supreme Lord, towards the Supreme Lord, let me invest my mind. And Satvata Pungave means it is also Lord. Satvata means Satvata means devotees. Okay? Or a pure-hearted people. Pungave, the leader of such kind of people. So who is the leader of the devotees? Krishna. Okay? Bhagavati Satvata Pungave. Vibhumni. Anu and Vibhu. Anu means the most atomic particle, and Vibhu means the most super atomic particle. Means the most supreme atomic particle is none other than Krishna again. Okay? Vibhu means the most highest thing in this world, in the whole material creation. So what is he? Who is he? Again Krishna. Okay, so this whole line describes Krishna only in three different names. One is Bhagavati, Satvata Pungave means the leader of the devotees, and Vibhumni. Vibhu means the highest. Okay. And he tells in the third line, Svasukhamupagate kvachidvihartum. Svasukham means he's actually self-satisfied. Upagate means a person who attained self-satisfaction. Kvachit, but sometimes Vihartum comes from the word Vihari. Vihari means a person who just out of joy he goes here and there. Okay. Vihartum, out of transcendental pressure he will go here and there. Where will he go? Prakritim, the material world. He will sometimes visit towards the material world also. Okay. Upeyushi means which has come. He will accept this. He will accept what? Material world. And where this material world has come? Yad bhava, from him only. Yad means from him. Bhava means material world. So this material world has come from him only, and he has come into this material world to just vihartum, out of transcendental pleasure. Okay. Yad bhava pravaha. Pravaha means this bhava material world will come and go. Okay. It has a starting point and it has an ending point. So the last line is completely description of this material world. And the second line is completely description of the Lord himself. First line is, let me concentrate my mind upon. And the third line is, he out of his transcendental pleasure at times comes into this material world, which he himself has created. Okay? Understood? Or I have gone too fast?
No. Yes, Prabhu. Nice.
So, we go line by line, we go very slow, but we understand the meanings of the Bhishma Stuti.
Yes.
Because anytime, next time we do, it's not a melodic, melodic song which we do. It should be out of the meaning. We know the meanings and then we do it. Okay? That is how we can do Mananam properly. Srimad Bhagavatam, why we do it every day? So that the consciousness of the day should not be go so berserk that at the end of our life, the point when we leave our body, we are conscious of what the eternality is. Okay? Hare Krishna.
Yes.
So first line, Itimatir Upakalpita Vitrishna. Let me invest my mind.
Prabhupada many times has used this words thinking, feeling, willing, no, Prabhuji? Aithe, what is the actual ante dani antarardham enti, like when
all these three things are the concepts of mind, Mataji. So whenever he wanted to use the word mind,
instead of mind, he is using thinking, feeling, willing, is it?
Thinking, feeling, and willing. Even when you take the sannyasana, generally the sannyasa order, the three sticks, the words, feelings, and all the actions, they should be on this thing only, mind. They're all emanations from the mind. Okay. And let me remind you, this mind is again is a product of material world. It's not a spiritual world, this thing.
Yes.
But when we utilize that in the spiritual activities, our soul will have a feeling that this is that is the body's part, and this is I am a different part. And when we get that realization, we will be ready to go back to God.
Okay, so whenever he's saying that thinking, feeling, willing, he's basically saying that you have to put your mind.
Yes, Mataji, mind.
And what mind does is that we do thinking through mind, we do feeling through mind, and we do Anything willingly or unwillingly, that is also meant to.
Initially, we have given it a free will, Mataji, complete free will to the mind and our intelligence. Okay, and it has utilized in its own way. Now we made it in autopilot mode, Mataji. It started using its own will, our free will in a different way.
Okay.
Okay, we have let the mind use the free will. So that's how this thing has happened.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Okay. Okay, all the 3 lines, all the 4 lines are okay with all the people now? Iti matir. Upakalpita means investing. In what? With Krishna. Not the senses. Okay? Not the sense objects. Let me invest my mind, not in the sense objects. But whom I should invest? Bhagavati, mean Lord. Satvata Pungave, the leader of the devotees. Vibhumni, the greatest. The whole description of Lord in the whole line. Okay? And what is he? How he has come in? Swasukham. He actually attained he has Swasukham means he was satisfied by within himself. Okay. Upagata means he achieved self-satisfaction. Kvachit vihartum. Kvachit. But sometimes out of vihari type of mood, where will he come? Prakritim. Upeyushi. Yad bhava pravaha. He himself has created this prakriti. Okay. And he will come out of his transcendental pressure. And what is this material world of? It has start and end. This is how he started his prayer. Okay? Yes, Mataji. Now we can go ahead. Hare Krishna. I need 2 or 3 devotees. They can read the translation. Then we will go with the shloka. Okay?
Who wants to read the translation?
I will read.
Mataji.
Yes.
Translation. Bhishmadeva said, "Let me now invest my thinking, feeling, and willing, which were so long engaged in different subjects and occupational duties, in the all-powerful Lord Sri Krishna. He is always self-satisfied, but sometimes, being the leader of the devotees, he enjoys transcendental pleasure by descending to the material world, although from him only the material world is created." Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Bhishmadev said, let me now invest my thinking, feeling, and willing, which were so long engaged in different subjects and occupational duties, in the all-powerful Lord Sri Krishna. He is always self-satisfied, but sometimes, being the leader of the devotees, he enjoys transcendental pleasure by descending to the material world, although from him only the material world is created. Hare Krishna.
Lalman Prabhu, why is he being called leader of the devotees, Prabhuji? Because he is actually the object of worship for the devotees. He's not one for devotees. Then why that specific word here?
Because he leaded all the Pandavas towards him, na? So it is contextual, Mataji.
Okay.
He is the leading all the devotees in this material world.
He is leading the Pandavas side.
Yeah, yes. The Pandavas are pure devotees of the Lord. So it is contextual. Okay. Why he has come into this material world? As a leader of his devotees, he has come. Okay, because he wanted to lead his devotees towards good things in this material world.
Okay, towards dharma.
Yeah, towards dharma.
Okay, Prabhuji. Should we start, Prabhuji?
Yeah, please go ahead, Mataji.
Shri Bhishma Uvacha. Iti matirupakalpita vitrishna. Adi 1 and 3 times repeat ala cheyala, Prabhuji, ki etla cheyala?
Yeah. Let them repeat the whole line 3 times, like that 4 lines, like your own regular.
Yes, regular one.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji, says Mataji, please repeat.
Hare Krishna.
All together. Let's go all together.
No, you lead, Mataji, then they will follow you. Okay? Like that.
Yeah, even in follow, ఒకవేళ ఎవరికైనా doubt ఉంటే, I will sing up to, but please sing along up to. Iti matirupakalpita vitrishna.
Iti matirupakalpita vitrishna.
Bhagavati satvata pungave vibhumni.
भगवती सात्वतपुङ्गवे
इति मतिरूपकल्पिता वितृष्णा
इति
मतिरूपकल्पितृष्णा
भगवति सात्वतपुङ्गवे विभूति
भगवती सात्वतपुङ्गवे
सुखमुपगते क्वचिद्विहर्तुम्
स्वसुखमुपगते
प्रकृतिमुपेयुषि यद्भव प्रवाह
प्रकृतिमुपेयुषि
इति मतिरूपकल्पिता वितृष्णा
इति
इति मतिरूपकल्पिता वितृष्णा
इति मतिरूपकल्पितृष्णा
भगवति सात्वतपुङ्गवे विभूम्नि
भगवती सात्वतपुङ्गवे विभूम्नि
भगवति सात्वतपुङ्गवे विभूम्नि
भगवती सात्वतपुङ्गवे विभूम्नि
स्वसुखमुपगते क्वचिद्विहर्तुम्
स्वसुखमुपगते
प्रकृतिमुपेयुषि यद्भव प्रवाह
प्रकृतिमुपेयुषि
स्वसुखमुपगते क्वचिद्विहर्तुम्
स्वसुखमुपगते
Yeah, we can simply we don't have to sing long, but we can just simply break the words word by word. Swasukhamupagate kvachit vihartum.
स्वसुखमुपगते क्वचिद्विहर्तुम्
प्रकृतिमुपेयुषि यद्भव प्रवाह
प्रकृतिमुपेयुषि
Now we'll do two lines together. इति मतिरूपकल्पिता वितृष्णा भगवति सात्वतपुङ्गवे विभूम्नि
इति मतिरूपकल्पिता वितृष्णा भगवति सात्वतपुङ्गवे विभूम्नि
स्वसुखमुपगते क्वचिद्विहर्तुम् प्रकृतिमुपेयुषि यद्भव प्रवाह
स्वसुखमुपगते प्रकृतिमुपेयुषि
स्वसुखमुपगते क्वचिद्विहर्तुम् प्रकृतिमुपेयुषि यद्भव प्रवाह
स्वसुखमुपगते क्वचिद्विहर्तुम् प्रकृतिमुपेयुषि प्रवाह.
Now all four lines together. Let's all sing together. Just sing along with me. इति मतिरूपकल्
कल्प्रेता
कृष्ण
कृष्ण
भगवति
भगवति सात्वत
विभूम्नि
स्वसुखमुपगते क्वचित् विहर्तुं
Now can do one by one practice.
I'll do Mataji.
Prabhuji, మీరు చేస్తారా?
Samyukta Mataji, you go ahead, Mataji, once, please.
Yes, Prabhuji. Sri Bhishma Uvacha Iti matirupakalpita vitrishna Bhagavati satvata pungave vibhumni Svasukhamupagate kvachit vihattum Prakrutim upeyushiyat bhava pravaha. Thank you, Mataji.
Very nicely done, Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Vani Mataji చేస్తారా?
Yes, Mataji, I'll try. Shri Bhishma Uvacha Iti matirupakalpita vritrishna Bhagavati satvata pungavi vibhumi Svasukhamupagate kvachit vihartum Prakritim upe yushiyat bhava pravaha.
Thank you, Mataji. Rashmi Mataji.
Krishna Mataji. Shri Bhishma Uvacha Iti matirupakalpita vitrishna Bhagavati satvata pungave vibhumni Svasukhamupagate kvachid vihartum Prakriting upeyushiyat bhava pravaha.
Mataji, यहाँ पर ना you have to give उसका दीर्घ वाला स्वर जो है वो सिर्फ यहाँ पर देना है जहाँ पर ऊपर में ना वैसा हाइफन है,
डॉट है। अच्छा, हाइफन
ऊपर हमें हाइफन यानी कि उसको लॉन्ग करना है, नहीं तो क्या
अच्छा।
हो जाएगा, अगर आप हर वर्ड को अगर आप लॉन्ग करेंगे तो आपका ट्यून नहीं आएगा।
ओके ओके ओके
ओके, ट्यून आना भी नहीं है, बट आएगा तो आपको ना वर्ड्स ना ट्यून के हिसाब से आपको याद रहेंगे।
ओके।
अगर हमको ट्यून नहीं याद रहता तो वर्ड्स भी नहीं रहते, वो ट्रिक है उसका।
अच्छा अच्छा माता जी, समझ
जब आप
गई।
ट्यून में गा रहे हैं तो ऑटोमेटिकली क्या हो जाएगा कि आपको वो वर्ड्स याद आ जाएंगे वहां से। तो फिर से करेंगे हम, आप मेरे पीछे रिपीट करिए।
ओके माता जी।
इति मतिरूपकल्पिता वितृष्णा, सो उधर देखिए पिता, वहां पर कृष्णा, हर जगह पर हम नहीं एक्सटेंड करेंगे उसको।
हाँ ओके माता जी। हाँ, इति मतिरूपकल्पिता वितृष्णा
वितृष्णा, हाँ, भगवती सात्वत पुंगवे विभूम्नि,
भगवती सात्वता पुंगवे विभूम्नि
सुखमुपगते क्वचिद् विहर्तुम्,
स्वसुखमुपगते क्वचिद् विहर्तुम्
क्वचिद् विहर्तुम् प्रकृतिमुपेयुषीयद् भव प्रवाह,
प्रकृतिमुपेयुषीयद् भव प्रवाह।
वेरी गुड।
ओके माता जी, थैंक यू।
नेक्स्ट विल गो చంద్రమౌళి ప్రభు చేస్తారా? లావణ్య మాతాజీ చేస్తారా?
Yes, Mataji. Shri Bhishma Uvacha Iti matirupakalpita vitrishna Bhagavati satvata pungave विभूम्नि स्वसुखमुपगते क्वचित् विहातुं प्रकृतिमुपेयुषि प्रवाह. Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Yes. Akinjan Prabhu? Chestara?
Yes, Mataji. Yes, Mataji. Bhishmadev. इति बतिरुपकल्पिता इति बतिरुपकल्पिता वितृष्टा भगवती सत्वते पुग्गवे विभुवि स्वसुख उपगते क्वचित् विहार्तो प्रकृतिम् उपशुष्य यद्भवावप्रवाह
Upeyushi. धीरे धीरे करिए प्रभु जी, and you can break it like prakritim upeyushi yad bhava pravaha.
I'll try once. Iti bhatirupakalpita vritrisha bhagavati satavate puggave vibhuvli swasukha upagate kvachit viharto prakriti upaushi yad bhava pravaha.
Yes, Prabhuji. Chandramali Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Sri Bhishma Vacha. Iti matirupakalpita vitrishna Bhagavati satvata pungave vibhumni Sasukamupagate kvachid vihatum Prakrutimupeyushi yadbhava pravaha. Sorry, Mataji, I did not get
No problem. And Lalitman Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji.
ఇది ఎట్లా చేయాలి ప్రభుజీ అంటే should we really be particular about tune or as long as
No. The tune
No
is
need
not
for that.
important, Mataji. They
Okay.
should understand the meanings of it. That's
Okay.
it. That is the main thing.
So this is fine, right? This practice is fine.
Anyone
Mataji,
can
I'm
do
also
it.
available to do it.
Okay, Prabhuji. Yeah, please do, Prabhuji.
Shri Bhishma Vacha. Iti matirupakalpita vriteshna Bhagavati satvata pungave vibhumi Swasukhamupagate kvachit vihartum Prakritimupeyushi yadbhava pravaha. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare
Very
Krishna.
nicely done.
Hare Krishna Mataji. I am also available, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Shri Bhishma Vacha. Iti matirupakalpita vitrishna Bhagavati Shatvata Pungave Vibhumni Swasukamupagate Kvachit Vihartum Prakritimupeyushi yadbhava pravaha. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Perfect, Prabhuji. Perfect. Thank you so much. Lalitman Prabhu, మీరు చేసేయండి ఒకసారి.
Yeah. Just before singing this, one thing which we should all remember while reciting Bhishma Stuti in this tune is, see, every shloka before this, how we have done, the first two shlokas meter, the first two lines meter is different, and the next two lines meter is different. That's how we used to do, right? Any of our general shloka meters, how it would come? First two we would be doing in one way, and the next two lines in the other way, right? But in Bhishma Stuti, like the Vrajvasis tune, what is that meter, Mataji, which you tell? Prajak.
I don't know the name, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Yesterday he shared some. So in that meter, what happens is the first two lines and the second two lines will be of same meter, but the meter will change when for the second shloka itself.
Second shloka, yeah.
Okay. So now the second shloka, the first two lines and the second two lines will be of different meter from the first shloka's two lines, 4 lines. Understood, na?
ప్రభుజీ కెన్
So
యూ
here-
రిపీట్? ఏం అర్థం కాలేదు.
ఏం
ఏం
లేదు
అర్థం
మాతాజీ,
కాలేదు.
ఇందులో
Very
మామూలుగా
good.
శ్లోకాస్ లో మీకు ఫస్ట్ 2 లైన్స్ ఒక ట్యూన్ ఉంటుంది, 2 లైన్స్ ఇంకో ట్యూన్ ఉంటుంది.
కరెక్ట్.
For Bhishma Stuti, one shloka will be of one tune, same tune. Another shloka will change tune and so next shloka is going to change tune. That's
ఓకే,
what.
శ్లోక టు శ్లోక చేంజ్ అవుతుంది కానీ విత్ ఇన్ ద శ్లోక ద
within the
టూ
shloka
లైన్స్
it's
విల్
the
బి
same tune.
సేమ్.
Yeah.
ఒక ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇవ్వాలంటే లాస్ట్ టైం మనం ఒక శ్లోక చదివినాం భాగవతంలో, ద థర్డ్ క్యాంటో. ఓకే, వాట్ ఈస్ దట్ శ్లోక? బిగ్గర్ వన్.
తస్యారవిందనయనస్య పదారవింద.
తస్యారవిందనయనస్య పదారవింద కింజల్కమిశ్ర తులసీ మకరంద వాయు. That is one tune. Okay, the next 2 lines, what is that? Swantas. The next 2 lines are of different meter only. Did you understand that?
Yes, Prabhuji.
But here na first 2 lines what we are using the meter, the same meter should be used for the next 2 lines also in one shloka.
Antargatasva vivarena chakara.
Antargatasva vivarena chakaratesham. Antargatasva vivarena chakaratesham. Now this meter is different and the first 2 lines meter is different. First 2 lines meter is the first 2 lines we use that meter, and the second 2 lines Antargatasva vivarena chakaratesham sanshobhamaksharajusham apichittatanvo. ఇది డిఫరెంట్ అయింది చూసారా? These 2 lines are different. Did you observe this?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So in one shloka we are using 2 tunes till now, but for Bhishma Stuti the whole 4 lines we use one tune only. First 2 lines what we are using, the same tune we will be using for the next 2 lines also. Like I will do it, please remember, please now observe this. Okay, itimati-rupakal pita vitrishna bhagavati satvata pungave vibhumi swasukhamupagate क्वचिद् विहर्तुं प्रकृतिमुपेयुषि यद्भवा प्रवाहा. Understood na?
Yes,
Whole
Prabhuji.
4 lines the same tune we have used. Okay, now Mataji, can you please just flip to the next shloka?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Now here na the whole 4 lines we will use one different tune from the first shloka's tune. Okay, Tribhuvana kamanam tamalavaranam ravikara gauravarambaram dadhane. Now see the next 2 lines also in the same meter. First 2 lines meter. Vapuralakakula vritananabjam vijaya sakheratirasthu me navadya. Understood na?
Yes,
Here
yes, Prabhuji.
the whole shloka we will do in 1 meter only, but the preceding that the consecutive shloka we will do in the different tune only. Understood?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving the time. Mataji, we are overshoot our time.
Yes,
You please can conclude today.
Yeah. वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. शीला प्रपात बुक रीडिंग की जय. श्रीमद् भगवत गीता की जय. श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. चैतन्य चैतामृत की जय. लीलामृत की जय. हरे कृष्ण. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. दंडवत प्रणाम. हरे कृष्ण. Thank you for joining everybody.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Leave it.